It's the OCG Fam Show. If your water's got high ppms, do you gotta switch to dead water, or is there some sort of middle ground? Let's talk about it. Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? How you doing out there? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. Good comment, good question in the previous viewer questions episode. Guy had high ppms in his water, in his city water, and he's wondering, do I got to go to distilled water? Can I take the distilled water and mix it with the municipal water and get kind of a common, halfway ground there kind of thing? Scott had some good thoughts on that, so I'd like you to watch the clip and we'll talk after. KGhost0311. Hey Bob and Scott, question for Scott. I just checked my town water report and it showed 160 to 185 ppm sodium and about 250 ppm total, but my tap is closer to 550. I couldn't find out how much calcium content, but it had many other
elements.
Oh, I understand, yeah. Should I blend this with my zero water, have the same problem as Pig, just trying to fix this for good? Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I think maybe go on and get a screenshot of that water report and email it to me, and I can see what else is causing your issues.
Would this be like a water softener thing or something maybe he's got going, or?
Either he has, I'm wondering, because town water reports, you got to look at the date and the time that they took it, because if they took it in August versus January, those are two different water samples, and they become different concentrations depending where you are located in the country. So I think the biggest thing, 550 is pretty, that's a lot of parts per million if that's what's coming out of your tap, and they're saying 160, no, they're lying. Or they haven't updated their water testing recently.
And you don't know who tested it, how they tested it, why they tested it, what agenda they had when they were testing it, or if that's even the water for the whole town. Who knows?
Yeah, or if that came from Canada and they're just so embarrassed like Flint that they're afraid to even show you the water system. So they're like, here's the stuff we get from over here. You don't get to drink that. So I would get more info. Honestly, just looking at the numbers you're telling me from your tap, I would definitely be splitting that in half with your RO or distilled, because all you're going to do is dilute that intensity down, the sodium down, and that's going to give the nutrients a better chance at working. Limestone will be his friend, I'm sure. I would love to see what his slurry numbers look like after a couple weeks of feeding that. I'd be curious on what his slurries are, but I would definitely cut that 500 in half with zero water.
So you take the town water report as a guideline, your actual slurry, or you're testing your water, you'd be testing your water yourself at the source.
Yeah, the simple stuff. What he can get from the town, at least it tells us,
what the
how much magnesium, how much calcium, how much, all the metals are in there. But at home, we'll just be able to tell the pH and ppms. But that 500, that's too hot to start. You definitely want to dilute that in half.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? What do you do with your water? Have you ever tried mixing them up if you got the high ppm issues? How did it go? Let's talk. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.